Hello, I am Quinny. Welcome to the channel. In this video today, guys, I'm going to be solving everyone's problems when it comes to Challenger Europe. Of course, last week we had the SPFL drop onto the platform and it releasing a full new league of cards to compete and to win into the Challenger region, and everyone's feeling we're almost getting to that critical mass stage in terms of the veracity of competition, the reward pool size, etc. And everyone's now starting to wonder and think, what is going to be the future of Challenger Euro? In the video today, guys, I'm going to be laying out the landscape for where we're at now with Challenger Euro in terms of what's a license, what's possible, all that kind of stuff, as well as the things that we already have foreshadowing of from Sorare themselves in terms of future licenses and such that might be coming in the pipeline. On top of that, we'll be contrasting with other regions and seeing exactly where the kind of line is in terms of who we could expect to be licensed, that kind of thing. I did a video like this like maybe 4 or 5 months ago, and I had a great kind of little map kind of aid, so we'll be using that again in the video. At any point in the video today, guys, if you do laugh, you learn, you like something or whatever, please do like and subscribe and share and retweet and all that good stuff, guys. In the comment section of the video today, let me know what you think about the future for Challenger Euro. Am I going to be wide of the mark? Are you on board with where I'm at with everything? Let me know. Stay out of trouble and let's get stuck into it. If you could hit the subscribe button, I do daily global football content, everything from Wonder Kids and Rising Star Managers to fantasy football and watch-alongs. That will also automatically enter you into my April giveaway. This month I'm giving away a 1 of 100 Belgium Youth International, Ewood Pletench and 2 limited goalkeepers. If you want to stick around to the end of the video, we'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Now, when we look across the landscape of Sorare in terms of what licenses have been coming on, what kind of trends and patterns we're seeing repeating themselves, there isn't really any. You know, it feels like at some stage, like when we were getting like all the elite clubs coming on board, it felt like, okay, it's the top 20 leagues in the world. They're really after the best of the best, and that's the only clubs and licenses we can really guarantee to see, and then we can maybe hope and wish and dream that maybe some other local domestic teams or whatever maybe get licensed in the future. But over the last 12 months especially, like, I have not been anything other than consistently shocked at some of the licenses that the club that Sorare has got on board with some of the clubs that we have licenses for now. And it's not in a bad way or a disrespectful way, but I just always thought that these things had like maybe much more of a higher bar in terms of like what people would engage with. But number one, like, every club that's been brought on board, and I'm thinking, when I'm saying that all this stuff now, I'm really thinking about like the Peruvian team, the Chilean team, and what was the other one from South America? There was 3 of them: Peru, Chile, and that's escaping me, it'll come back to me. And some of the Brazilian clubs we've had as well, like Ireland. I like to think I know a lot about football, right? But like when Chiara came on and there was another team as well, I was like, who? I had no idea who some of these teams were. And, you know, brilliant. And it's expanding the horizons of all that are playing the game, of course. But that really does throw up, because when you look at the standard of football in some of these countries, especially away from like the one team with money in that country or whatever it might be, maybe there's 2 teams or whatever in some cases, the standard of football beyond that in terms of infrastructure, coaching facilities, stadium, pitches, quality of players leaves a lot to be desired. When you think about the company's main mantra when I joined the platform was the top 20 leagues. Now, I think all but done with the top 20 leagues. You know, I can't think of any you would put into the top 20 that doesn't have a footprint. Yes, of course, we're waiting for the Premier League, the number 1, of course. But outside of that, you know, I don't know what other league, now that the MLS is officially licensed as a league, not just a player association. So when we jump all that into Europe, okay, last time I did this, I was looking at different countries, and let's just get them on screen now. I was looking at different countries and different territories, and I was thinking, nah, that's too small. That team would never get a license. Or maybe they'll give one to the big team, or maybe they'll give one to this country or whatever. But, you know, when the Austrian league first came on, first and foremost, let's get Austria. I really love this map because it just like helps you visualise everything, right? So Austria is like a decent sized country in actual fact, mainly Alpine, I believe, never been myself. Obviously Salzburg is a big carrot there, but there is some other teams that have got some European footprint, like Rapid Vienna and Sturm Graz, for example. And when that whole league came on, as well as Sion of Switzerland, when they came on, and especially because Sion are like easily, like, in terms of like football fan perspective, like the 4th biggest team. You know, I think everyone would recognise Basel and Young Boys. Most people would probably recognise Grasshopper. And then after that, you'll maybe get some people that will know Sion because Gattuso was the manager once, and I think they spent a wee bit of money one time, you know. They beat Celtic, played them in fact in Europe at some point. I think they maybe beat us. So yeah, like, anyway. as soon as these licenses come on, it really does throw the door open. Now, we've got the full Dutch, we've got the full Belgian divisions. We are aware of that already. Recently, we've got on Scotland. We've got one team from Denmark, and again, it's like the fourth biggest team in Denmark. It's Aalborg, you know, it's not Copenhagen, it's not Brøndby. Midtjylland and Nordjylland have even been more competitive in Europe. Anyway, like I did this last time, I don't want to give you a full tour of Europe, right? You can see this map, and if you want to see this map for yourself, you just need to go into Google and type in European football map and then hit images, and it's like the first thing that you'll find. It's a lovely little thing to look at, and it will help you kind of contextualise everything, right? But as I look across this, right, we've got Poland, we've got Czech Republic, we've got Hungary, Slovakia, Slovenia, Serbia, Bosnia, Croatia. Of course, we've got one team from there now, Zagreb. We've still not got anything from Greece. We've not even got Opta coverage for Greece. We've got Ukraine. We've got one team from the Ukraine, no Opta coverage. We've got all the Turkish league except for Besiktas. And then over here we've got Romania, Kazakhstan's knocking about the picture as well somewhere, and then Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, right? So, and then you include the Scandinavian teams, Norway, Sweden, Finland, right? So there's a fair actual amount of ground to still be covered. We've got all this kind of main body here, North Europe kind of stuff going on anyway. And that really does throw the question back, is like, which one of these leagues wouldn't get licensed? I don't think there's a credible argument to say none of them wouldn't get licensed, you know, especially if it's an entire division we're talking about bringing on. So when you think about the situation we're in now with Challenger Euro in terms of the veracity of competition, the amount of rewards available, etc., and we're still to really see, and I think it'll be a while before we do see, all of the SPFL cards. We probably won't really feel that until next season, because so many of the Challenger division, like if you think about Austria, for example, have had really different kind of introductions into the platform, so a lot of their cards are all over the place. We've also now had a cease kind of sale, if you like, on the Russian cards and whatnot. So the Challenger Euro region now, like, it will take a while for us to really feel where we're at, and there's ongoing progress, as frustrating as it is for all, on the reward structure as a whole. On top of all this, right, when we look at the actual landmass and what's yet to be covered, and what, you know, really all of it I think is fair game at this point. On top of that, there is strong sentiment from when La Liga and the Bundesliga got licensed that both of their subdivisions, so La Liga 2 or the Segunda Liga, or Bundesliga 2 or 2 Bundesliga, however you want to think of them, are also going to be licensed and will be introduced from next year. And the fact that they didn't onboard them with the full league makes me think already that they've been planning some sort of future development of the regions in this kind of event, because Europe is a very crowded part of the world for higher end football. You know, like if you compare like even the Swedish league to the Peruvian league or something like that, you're going to get a much higher caliber of football. You're going to have a, you know, I'm generalising here, you know, but generally European football, even in the rural countries, if you like, is of a much better standard than what we're finding across the world, where we are getting licensed, we are getting league coverage from Opta, especially on Sorare. And when you throw in those second divisions, those second tier divisions, and we also want the English Championship to come on board, I think everyone would want to see that as well, alongside any Premier League introduction that we get, then it really does throw open the doors for what critical mass for this region could and will look like. And I don't think we're anywhere close to it at the moment, and I'm actually quite content. So what I would see is, once we get like anywhere near this level of coverage across Europe, where we're talking about like 75% of the continent is covered in terms of, we've got league coverage, we've got league licenses, we've got major clubs onboarded from different territories across Europe, etc., similar to Zagreb, similar to Austria. I've had to make a list because it's so large, okay? So I would see Challenger Euro, right? And some of these clubs, some of these leagues, I beg your pardon, are on the border, if you like. But we would have in Challenger Portugal, Holland, Belgium, Austria, Turkey, Greece, Denmark, Ukraine, Russia, Scotland, Croatia and Switzerland. Now, Croatia and Switzerland are really on the border. If you wanted to argue against them being in this Challenger, then I would totally get on board with that. So if we didn't include Croatia and Switzerland, we'd be left with 10 competitions. And what you would see as being the best 10 competitions probably in Europe, out with the top 5, which are in Champion Euro. That would then leave you the potential, and I would be really happy if Sorare just stole the vocabulary of UEFA on this and just called it the conference, European Conference or something like that. And in that, guys, you could have Norway, Finland, Sweden, Bulgaria, Slovakia, Czech Republic, Slovenia, Romania, Hungary, Cyprus, Ireland, Switzerland, Kazakhstan and Poland. That would give you 14 other divisions. which, you know, all of them by themselves could sustain a reward pool for a new region, etc, etc. They could be played in global, of course, under 23s, all the rest of it. Because then the supply for some of these things that are a bit more scarce still on the platform in terms of like a U23 goalkeeper, or, you know, just budget players that can score over 60 or whatever, it does open up then more people to have different entry points into the platform, which is great as well. And then it having its own little kind of sub-contained region, and maybe the standard of football is so questionable, maybe you don't allow them into All-Star, perhaps, or maybe it's a max 1 or something, because again, some of these teams will be rolling over their domestic competition, so there's maybe a wee bit of finessing to be done on that. The other ones, I had Estonia on this list with a big question mark. Now, if any are familiar with how Estonian football goes, it is a goal fest. Like, go and look at the results in the Estonian league. I would love them to be involved in this conference, but again, I'm still, even though I'm looking at like Peru and Chile and all these kind of places coming on, and even like the Colombian league and I think even the Venezuelan league is like covered now, you know. I can't compare the Venezuelan league against the Estonian league and let the Venezuelan league come out as being more prestigious somehow, even though we're talking about such obscure countries. And then even in addition to that 15 if you wanted to include Estonia, there's another 6 countries that would have maybe some sort of presence as well. I've just scored them out because I'm like, no way, Jose. But Lithuania, Latvia, Serbia, Bosnia, Montenegro and Albania, and there's probably another 1 or 2 in there like Kosovo and Macedonia and whatever. But that is the length and breadth of Europe. Belarus is there as well. I've not included them. It's probably the only country left to be mentioned that has maybe Malta, you know. Like how far down the list do we go? But I do think that there would be a core challenger group of 10 regions, and I'll say them again, 10 countries: Portugal, Holland, Belgium, Austria, Switzerland, Turkey, Greece, Denmark, Ukraine, Russia, Scotland, Croatia. And that would make up our challenger, and then we would have conference, which would be the rest of Europe on top of that. And then when we have the second divisions coming in, like Bundesliga 2 and Segunda League, they can go into that conference one also, because like, why not? That conference one should be a real great back door into, you know, we've got Serie B. I'm just looking at Italy now on the map. With Monzo or whatever they're called, you could put them into the conference league on top of these other nations as well, and with that being the populated prize pool, you do have then backdoor entry potential into Champion Euro and Challenger Euro, because the players that, you know, the academy prospects or the little guy that gets like 10 goals in 5 games in Czech Republic, these guys move to Belgium, they move to Austria, they move into Challenger Euro, and then you do get the rare occasion where maybe some of them do move straight into Champion and they're bench warmers, maybe they break through after a while. But equally, if you have those second division teams in there that could gain promotion and you've got the starting goalkeeper there, bang, you've got a Champion Euro stack overnight, potentially from conference, and that could open up some interesting avenues and trading strategies as well. Yeah, that's basically everything, guys. Let me know what you think. Also in the member section, there's early access to a video I did in conjunction with this, where I put myself in the mind frame of, if I was restarting today, what strategy, what region, how would I buy cards, what would I go looking for at the moment? That'll be on the channel within the next couple of days, but members have got early access to that, so make sure you check the community section of the channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share and retweet and all that good stuff, guys. Stay out of trouble, and I will catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye. Let's get into all the giveaway stuff before I let you go. I'm still doing monthly giveaways and I'm making it easier to enter. If you want to be entered to win this month's prize or any future giveaways here at the channel, all the same rules will always apply. Hit the subscribe button, you need to be a subscriber to enter, then leave a comment down below. Each month, a random comment from a random video will be selected as the winner, so the more videos you leave a comment on, the better the chance you've got of winning any of my giveaways. All the winners are announced at the end of videos the same way as we're doing here. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. As always, guys, if you've enjoyed the video today, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button. On screen now is some other stuff that I've made that YouTube thinks you might enjoy. Stay out of trouble, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.